Hello and welcome to the first Western Boone radio and TV high school swimming broadcast ever between the Western Boone Stars and the visiting Crawfordsville Athenians. I'm Andrew Petro and I'm joined with Graham Cavens as we hope for an entertaining meet tonight. Graham, what do you think about this matchup going into tonight?
Well, I think it will definitely be a great one as both Crawfordsville and Western Boone have solid teams competing in tonight's meet.
Absolutely. Well, Graham, the Western Boone girls swim team has had a lot of success in the past couple years as they are the two-time defending conference champions and three-time defending sectional champions. The Lady Stars had to defeat Crawfordsville for all those titles. For the Western Boone boys swim team, this is the first meet of the season, and they are looking to see the hard work they have put in translate from the preseason.
That's exactly right, Andrew, and we know that Crawfordsville has a lot of returning talent and will look to make a statement early in the swim season with a win today over the Stars.
We will begin here in a bit with the girls' 200 medley relay. In lane 2, we have Crawfordsville. Lane 3, Webo, and lane 4, Crawfordsville.
A very even start here for both Crawfordsville and Western Boone's teams, as it looks like Crawfordsville out in lane 4 has the slight advantage. And indeed, Crawfordsville does jump off that block first in the lead, followed closely behind by Western Boone, and then Crawfordsville's second team. As we move now into the butterfly portion of this, is the breaststroke portion of this relay.
Crawfordsville still in the lead in lane 4, with Webo trailing behind in lane 3.
Caitlin Crowley enters the pool for the Stars as she will be swimming now the butterfly portion of this relay, as each individual will be swimming a different stroke in a 50. Crawfordsville starting to get a little bit of a gap between them and Western Boone as their final swimmer enters the pool for the freestyle portion of this relay.
Final stretch for Crawfordsville in lane 4, with Webo trailing behind, about to kick off from the far wall.
And Crawfordsville does indeed finish first here in this 200 medley relay. And Crawfordsville's second team is closing fast on Western Boone's team, as it'll be a tight finish here at the line, but Western Boone does get it done, getting second place, and then Crawfordsville finishing strong in third.
Crawfordsville, a team of Ellie Walker, Guy Schmitzer-Torbert, Sophia Melevaj, and Misa Horton take that dub with a time of 2 minutes and 1 second. Up next will be the boys' 200-yard medley relay.
In lane 2, we will have a team from Crawfordsville. Lane 3, a team from Western Boone. Lane 4, a team from Crawfordsville. Lane 5, a team from Western Boone. And then in lane 6, another team for the Crawfordsville Athenians. Going back to that last heat, as you said, Andrew, the winning time was 2:01.51. Second place, Western Boone with a 2:13.72. And then Crawfordsville's second team really closed fast, finishing third with a time of 2:14.29.
Want to give a quick shout out to Jaron Roche in lane 2 of the boys Crawfordsville 200-yard medley relay team. He's in our radio and TV class.
That he is, Andrew. We hope he can swim really well tonight for those Athenians. boys will be getting up onto the blocks now to start this 200 medley relay. And they're off here starting with the backstroke here for this relay. And Crawfordsville's team seems to be out with the early lead to start this race.
Nearing the end of the first 50 yards is Crawfordsville in lane 4. In goes their second swimmer. Followed by Wyatt Barnett in lane 3 for Webo.
And then Crawfordsville third, then Crawfordsville fourth, and then Crawfordsville's team out in lane 6 jumps into the pool now. Everyone in the pool will be doing breaststroke now for this portion of the relay. Crawfordsville still with a pretty sizable gap here on Western Boone in second. As Crawfordsville's third swimmer goes into the pool to start the butterfly portion, followed now by Western Boone. And now all 3 of the remaining Crawfordsville teams have all entered the pool as well for their butterfly portion. All the teams are now entering the pool for the freestyle portion of this race.
Crawfordsville finishing in lane 4 with a time of 1 minute 50 seconds. Followed by Webo in lane 3 with a time of 1 minute and 56 seconds. Then by Crawfordsville in lane 2 with a time of 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Lastly, with a time of 2:09 by Webo in lane 5 with Crawfordsville behind.
Yeah, a really solid race there from all teams competing in that race, with Crawfordsville getting first, as you said, Andrew, with a time of 1 minute and 50 seconds. A really strong showing there from that Crawfordsville team.
Up next is the girls' 200-yard freestyle.
In lane 2 for Crawfordsville, we have Catherine Novak. In lanes 3, Samantha Jones, Western Boone. Lane 4, Sophia Melovich from Crawfordsville. In lane 5, Caitlin Crowley from Western Boone. And then in lane 6, Soren Olafson for Crawfordsville. Crawfordsville's Sophia Melovich out to an early lead, but Samantha Jones and Catherine Novak are close behind for Crawfordsville and Western Boone.
Then followed by Caitlin Crowley and Soren Olafson.
A really tight race so far here with Crawfordsville in first and third, and then Western Boone in second and fourth, and then another Crawfordsville swimmer back in fifth. Crawfordsville, Sophia Milovich starting to create a little bit of a gap on those second and third place swimmers. And now Crawfordsville, Catherine Novak moves into second place just ahead of Western Boone's Samantha Jones.
Coming into the last 50, lane 4, Crawfordsville is ahead, Sophia Melovich. Followed by Crawfordsville in lane 2, Catherine Novak, and Webo, Samantha Jones.
And then Caitlin Crowley is currently in 4th place. And then in 5th place we have Soren Olafson for Crawfordsville.
And with a time of 2 minutes and 9 seconds, Sofia Melovich in lane 4 wins the girls 200-yard freestyle for Crawfordsville. Followed by, in 2nd place, a time of 2 minutes and 12 seconds is Catherine Novak, followed by in 3rd place, Samantha Jones with a time of 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Then followed by, in lane 5 for Webo, Caitlin Crowley, a time of 2 minutes and 21 seconds. And finally, in 5th place, Soren Olafson with a time of 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
A really close race there between 2nd and 3rd. After Crawfordsville's Sofia Milovich got 1st place, it was really tight between that 2nd and 3rd spot between Samantha Jones and Catherine Novak. Catherine Novak for Crawfordsville narrowly defeating Samantha Jones.
And up next, we have the boys 200 yards freestyle with an even amount from both teams. In lane 1, we have Chase Collier for Webo. In lane 2 for Crawfordsville, we have Adrian Medina. In lane 3 for Webo, we have Jacob Norman. In lane 4 for Crawfordsville, we have Campbell Mason. In lane 5 for Webo, we have Wyatt Barnett. And in lane 6 for Crawfordsville, we have Jonathan Sosby.
And a really tight race to start here with 2 Crawfordsville swimmers currently in 1st and 2nd place, followed by then Western Boone in 3rd, and then another Crawfordsville swimmer there in 4th.
Very tight as they're reaching the far end of the pool on this 50. For right now, it's a little bit hard to tell who is leading between 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th lanes.
Yeah, Andrew, it looked like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th kind of all turned at the exact same time there on that far
To me, it looks like they're tied right now, Graham.
Yeah. They seem to, all 3 of them seem to be in like sync right now, with 1st place out in lane 6 being Jonathan Sosby. And now it's Western Boone's Jacob Norman there in lane 3, and it looks like he might have taken the slight advantage for 1st place, but he is followed closely behind by Crawfordsville's Adrian Medina. As we're getting here to the final stretches of this race, it's very close between lanes 2, 3, and 4 right now.
And reaching for it, looks as though lane 3, Jacob Norman will take that with a time of 1 minute and 59 seconds. 1 minute, 59 seconds, .22. Very, very close behind lane 2 for Crawfordsville, Adrian Medina, with a time of 1 minute, 59 seconds, and 43 milliseconds. And then lane 4, a time of 2 minutes, is Campbell Mason. Lane 6 takes 4th with a time of 2 minutes and 6 seconds with Jonathan Sosby.
Yeah, that was a really tight race there, Andrew, with Jacob Norman of Western Boone being able to pull out the victory by just 0.2 seconds on Crawfordsville's 1st place finish.
That's a great margin. And up next is the girls 200-yard IM. But yeah, Graham, in that last event, it was really the endurance that came into play for Norman, taking that edge over the Crawfordsville swimmers who were so close behind him.
Yeah, definitely. Crawfordsville looked like they had the advantage early in that race, but Norman was able to pull it out in probably around the last 50 meters of that race.
I know. It's a good fight to watch. Currently, we have in lane 2 for Crawfordsville, Mesa Horton. In lane 3 for Webo, Hannah Hayden. Lane 4 for Crawfordsville, Ellie Walker. Lane 5 for Webo, Annabelle Mixtrel. And lane 6 for Crawfordsville, Remy Swinford. Currently the leading person is Ellie Walker in lane 4 for Crawfordsville.
She has started off really strong here, a demanding lead there in first place. Second and third is definitely a little bit tighter, with Crawfordsville's Mesa Horton currently in second place, followed by Western Boone's Hannah Hayden closely behind.
If Walker can keep this up, Graham, I don't think it's going to be much of a contest who might finish, unlike the last event.
Yeah, Walker's looking very strong for the Athenians right now as they move into the breaststroke portion of this race. And then Crawfordsville still sitting in second. And then Hannah Hayden for Western Boone currently in third. And then out in lane 6, we have Crawfordsville closing with their swimmer out in lane 6, Remy Swinford. And then Western Boone's Annabelle Mitchell is in lane 5, currently in 5th. As Crawfordsville's Ellie Walker turns and begins the freestyle portion of her race here. Crawfordsville, Mesa Horton staying strong in second as she begins her freestyle. And now Hannah Hayden for Western Boone begins her freestyle as well. Along out in lane number 6, Remy Swinford for Crawfordsville, who has really begun to come on strong here in the later portion of this race.
And in lane 4, Ellie Walker takes it with a time of 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Followed by in lane 2, Mesa Horton with a time, which is waiting.
And Hannah Hayden finishes third, narrowly defeating Crawfordsville's winning Swineford, who ends up getting 4th.
I think there might be a problem with the time. Currently, lane 2 is not showing up in terms of their time on the scoreboard up there. Not sure what's going on.
And finishing here now is Annabelle Mitchell for Western Boone as she gets
time of about
5th place.
3 minutes. Oh. Not sure what. Oh, there we go. Time for second with Mesa Horton is 2 minutes and 40 seconds, followed by in third, Hannah Hayden with a time of 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Then followed by in lane 6, Remy Swinford with a time of 2 minutes and 48 seconds, and Annabelle Mitchell in lane 5 with a time of 3 minutes and 21 seconds.
Another good race there from those girls, as we saw a very clear-cut win there by Ellie Walker, who had an amazing swim, followed by another Crawfordsville swimmer in second, Mesa Horton, and then Western Boone's Hannah Hayden and Remy Swineford for Crawfordsville, very close with Hannah Hayden getting the edge, placing third.
And now we move on to the boys 200-yard IM with lane 2, Crawfordsville swimming, Ryan Miller. In lane 3 for Webo, we have Jude Balk. In lane 4 for Crawfordsville is Whitman Horton. In lane 5 for Webo is Malachi Catterson. In lane 6 for Crawfordsville is Jaden Calahas.
As they start this IM with the butterfly, it's a really quick start out there in lane 4. That's Crawfordsville's Whitman Horton.
Followed by in lane 6 is Jaden Calahas, and then a close battle between lanes 5, 3, and 2. Close behind. Whitman Horton in lane 4 is creating a comfortable gap.
This backstroke portion, he has really begun to strengthen his grip on this lead here as he now moves in to the breaststroke. The real battle will be between these middle places, now with Crawfordsville moving up into second and third, with the Western Boone swimmers in fourth and fifth.
Well, Graham, as an experienced non-swimmer such as myself, I can confidently say that as in lane 4, Whitman Horton is on to their next 50, I would just now be finishing my first. So I think these swimmers are doing pretty great.
Yeah, I agree, Andrew. Whitman Horton out there in lane 4 has looked really strong throughout this whole race as he closes in here with his last 25 of freestyle. And now Crawfordsville, Ryan Miller moves up into second place in lane 2, followed by his teammate out in lane 6, Jaden Callejas for Crawfordsville.
And in lane 4, Whitman Horton takes it with a time of 2 minutes and 2 seconds. A very comfortable gap indeed. And now it's a battle between the Athenians for second and third place. Looking as though in lane 6, Jaden Callejas will take it with a time of 2 minutes and 26 seconds, followed by in lane 2, Ryan Miller with a time of 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Then in lane 3 for fourth, a time of 2 minutes and 36 seconds by Jude Balk. And in the last stretch is in lane 5, Malachi Catterson, and he will finish with a time of 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Another great swim by all those participants there between the Athenians and the Stars. And again, just like that girls race, we saw a swimmer from Crawfordsville start strong and never really relinquish the lead at all as they move to a convincing victory, with the battles being closer for that second, third, and fourth positions.
Absolutely, Graham. Now we're moving on to a couple shorter events, we'll say, with the girls' 50-yard freestyle starting here now.
Yeah, indeed, Andrew. The quickest race we will see all night, the 50-yard freestyle.
In lanes 2, 3, and 4, it is a very, very close swim between Marie Hessler in lane 2 for Crawfordsville, Adelaide Jones in lane 3 for Webo, and in lane 4, Gwen Schmitzer-Torbett for Crawfordsville.
And it looks like Crawfordsville's swimmer out in lane 4 has the slight advantage, and it might have looked like Crawfordsville got 1-2 with their swimmers in lane 2 and 4 with Adelaide Jones close behind.
In first place with a time of 26:49 is Gwen Schmitzer-Torbett, followed by in second place with a time of 26:63. Marie Hessler, then Addie Jones in lane 3 with a time of 27:10. Then in lane 5 with a time of 34 seconds, it's Lily Talbot. And then in lane 6, I think that said 34 seconds by, I'm probably going to butcher this, Zarit Aguilar for Crawfordsville.
And now the boys 50-yard freestyle. This is the first heat. There will be 2 heats for this boys 50-yard freestyle. This heat consists of all Crawfordsville swimmers.
This truly is a battle between the Athenians right now. Very close so far in lanes 1, 3, and 4, followed by lane 5, then 6, then 2.
Yeah, very simultaneous there as they hit the wall. Lots of them turning seemingly at the same time. But
looks as though in lane 4, very close between lane 4 and lane 5. And lane 4 takes it. Isaac Zuniga Estrada with a time of 29 seconds and 85 milliseconds, followed by in lane 5, Landon Prickett for Crawfordsville with a time of 30 seconds. Then in lane 3 with a time of 31 seconds was Jackson Miles. Then in lane 1 with a time of 31 seconds and 27 milliseconds was James Murphy. Then in lane 6 with a time of 32:08 was, my mistake, That's James Murphy. Before that was Jordan Foote.
And now we have the second heat with 3 Western Boone runners and 3 Crawfordsville swimmers in this race. As it seems to be another really, really tight swim here between the contestants at the front.
Hard to tell who might come out on top. Looks as though it might be in lane 3 for Webo, Isaac Threlkeld. And it is, with a time of 24:45 is Isaac Threlkeld in first, followed by lane 2, Connor Hartlip for Crawfordsville with a time of 26:03. Then in lane 4 with a time of 26:20 is Daniel Surface for Crawfordsville. Then in lane 1 with a time of 28:65 is Sam Hilger for Webo. Followed by lane 6, 29:10 is Braxton Llewellyn. And in lane 5 is Isaac Geringer for Webo with a time of 44 seconds and 27 milliseconds.
An excellent swim there from Isaac Threlkeld for Western Boone, as it was really tight at the beginning, and then that last 25 meters, he did create a little bit of a gap there to get the Stars the victory, followed by Crawfordsville.
And I do believe, Graham, that is the first event tonight that a Webo swimmer has taken first.
Yes, so big moment there for the Stars as we now shift into the diving portion of this meet with 3 female divers, 2 from Crawfordsville, 1 from Western Boone, and 3 male divers with 2 from Crawfordsville and 1 from Western Boone as well.
And we'll cut now to an advertisement break. We'll be back with you here in a minute.
The Lebanon Martial Arts Academy is committed to helping you meet your long and short-term goals in martial arts. Ready to take the next step? Then come join us for a free no-obligation beginners class at 5:40 p.m. either on a Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. That's the Lebanon Martial Arts Academy located on North Lebanon Street, or give them a call at 765-335-2080.
Jay's Repair Service is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports and Anything Western Boone. Jay's Repair Service is your one-stop shop for all of your car and truck needs. They even work on diesels and buses. Go see Jason and Tyler Latham at Jay's Repair Service in Thorntown, or you can give them a call at 765-336-9266.
The podcast is brought to you in part by Collins Equipment. Located in Thorntown, Collins Equipment specializes in high-quality used tractors, trucks, and equipment. You can reach Chris Collins at 317-347-0074 or at collinseq@yahoo.com. You can visit their website at collinseq.com as well. Contact Collins Equipment.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Do you need shirts for a school, business, club, or anything else? Give Willie Smith and Smith Tees Screen Printing a call. Smith Tees will give you excellent service with satisfaction guaranteed. Just call 765-436-7930.
The Jamestown Lions Club is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports in the entire Western Boone community. Contact President John Waymeyer at 765-481-7917 for more information on how you can help support the mission of the Jamestown Lions Club. The Jamestown Lions Club, a great place to call home.
Back from that advertisement break. The meet is moving into diving. Seems as though they're about to start. So, Graham, in that first branch of swimming, Crawfordsville took first in most of those events, with Isaac Threlkeld being the lone first place winner for Weibo. What do you think about that?
Well, as we said in the open, Crawfordsville's got two really strong teams here for both the girls and guys side. So, not super surprised by those outcomes, but some of those in the middle of the races are definitely really close for those second and third place scores there for Western Boone and Crawfordsville.
Well said, Graham. We apologize, we were having a little bit of technical difficulties with the microphone, but they should be fixed now. We can all hear Graham's lovely voice.
The divers here now warming up. As I mentioned before the break, 3 female divers and 3 male divers here competing tonight.
Those divers being for Crawfordsville, Mercedes Randalls, Ada Westfall for the girls, and for the boys from Crawfordsville, Tristan Sawyer and Matt Miller. Then from Weibo, for the girls, Kara Hanna, and for the boys, Xander Rouse. The girls will begin here in a bit. And from these fancy score sheets we have, it looks as though Ada Westfall is projected to win. But we'll see, Graham. That's why we're here.
Yeah, the scores here on the sheet are definitely really close, so it should be a competitive dive for these 3 girls.
And while we're waiting for the divers to finish warming up, we'll go ahead and run another advertisement break. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Michael Behrens, and I'm a current meteorologist at WZZM-TV in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I bought this advertisement simply to support the awesome work that the Western Boone radio TV program does and the opportunities it provides to students. In fact, that's how I got my start in television. Without this amazing program, I would not be where I am today. So please, do what you can to support this unique program and the students who dedicate so much to make it a success. Thanks for watching WBTV.
Just like the offensive line protects our Western Boone quarterback, Agent Derek Gaha of the Wilkinson Insurance Agency has your back when it comes to all of your auto, home, business, and life. Give Derek a call at 317-852-8330 to get a quote and find out how the Wilkinson Insurance Agency might be able to help you.
Just like when you are cheering from the stands or cheering from home, Boone REMC is cheering on our Boone County athletes. Boone REMC offers scholarships and youth programs. Find them on the web at bremc.com. That's Boone REMC, sending power to the star.
And now we're back, getting ready to start diving. The girls will begin, starting with Crawfordsville. Sadie Randalls.
Judges scores 4, 4.5, 4.5 for a total award of 22.1.
And for that first dive, scores of 4, 4.5, and 4.5 for a score of 22.1.
And now it will be Western Boone's Kara Hanna getting ready to dive for the Stars.
Back dive, half twist, straight.
Great dive from Kara Hanna with scores of 5, 5.5, and 5 for a total score of 27.9.
And that will give Kara Hanna the early advantage for the Western Boone Stars after her great dive there.
Following Hanna is Ada Westfall for Crawfordsville. Excellent dive. And we'll see the scores here in a minute.
Judges scores 5, 6, 6.5 for a total score of 31.5.
Judges' scores are 6.5, 6, and 5 for a total score of 31.5.
And now she will take the lead for the Crawfordsville Athenians, as that definitely was an awesome job there from her on the diving board.
And now up is for Crawfordsville boy, Tristan Sawyer.
One somersault, one twist, 3.
He will get judges' scores of 3, 3.5, and 3.5 for a total score of 19.
Xander's first dive tonight will be dive 52.
And now Xander Russ for Western Boone will head to the diving board for his first dive of the night for the Stars.
1.0. Dive 52-21B, back, one somersault, half twist, pike.
First dive of the season goes down well, with judges' scores of we'll see here in a second. 5, 5.5, and 5 for a total score of 15.5.
Sadie's second dive tonight will be dive
As you said, Andrew, a nice first dive of the season there for Xander and the Stars.
And now the next dive will be Sadie's Randalls for Crawfordsville. Back to the girls. Great dive by Sadie's. The judges' scores of 6.5, 5, and 6.5 for a total score of 23.4.
Yeah, really strong dive there from Mercedes as she improves on her scores from that first round.
On to Kara Hanna for Webo. Good dive by Hanna. Judges' scores are 5.5, 4.5, and 5.
for a total dive score of 25.5.
for a total dive score of 25.5.
Another solid dive there from Kara Hanna for the Stars, as now Western Boone's Ada Westfall will be back at the diving board.
Dive 402C, inward, one somersault, tuck.
Actually, Graham, that is for Crawfordsville. Ada. Great dive. Now coming up with a judge's score of 6, 6.5, and 6.
Yeah, really nice dive there from Crawfordsville, Ada's Westfall.
For a total score of 29.6.
Yeah, really good score there from her, getting all 6s or higher there on her score.
Now back to Crawfordsville, boys with Tristan Sawyer.
Dive 103B, forward, 1 1/2 somersault, pike.
Sawyer with a score of 4.5, 5.5, and 4.
For a total dive score of 23.8.
For a total score of 23.8.
Xander's second dive tonight is dive 201.
Now back to Xander Roos for Webo.
Position, degree of difficulty 1.6. Dive 201B, back dive, pike.
Xander now with a score of 5.5, 5, and 5. For a total dive score of 24.8.
A nice job on that dive there by Xander Rouse, getting all 5s and higher there on his score.
Now back to Sadie's Randalls for Crawfordsville. Great dive by Randalls. Now coming up with a judge's score of 6, 6, and 5.5.
6, 5.5 for a total dive score of 26.25.
For a total dive score of 26.25. Now on to Kara Hanna for Webo with her third dive. Great dive by Hannah. Coming up with a judge's score of 5, 5.5, and 5. For a total dive score of 24.8.
Another solid dive there for Western Boone's Kara Hanna. Again, being able to get all of her scores at 5 or above.
Now on to Ada Westfall for Crawfordsville on her third dive. Great dive by Westfall. Coming up with a judge's score of 6, 6, and 7.
Yeah, that's the highest score we've seen so far, a score of 7 there.
I believe that was a total dive score of 32.3. Now back to Tristan Sawyer for Crawfordsville.
Degree of difficulty 1.7. Dive 202A, back, one somersault, straight.
Good dive by Sawyer. The judges' scores, they are 5.5, 5, and 5.5. For a total dive score of 27.2.
Xander's third dive tonight is dive 301B.
Now on to Xander for Weibo.
Degree of difficulty 1.7, dive 301B, reverse dive pike.
Good dive by Xander Rouse with scores of 5.5, 6, and 5.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great dives
for a total dive score of 28.05.
from both sides, as lots of these scores are in those 5 and 6s, and we've even seen a 7 on the scoreboard.
Absolutely, Graham. Now on to Sadie's Randalls, back to Crawfordsville.
Reverse dive, one somersault top.
It's a great dive. Judges' scores of 5.5, 6, and 6.
5.5, 6 for a total dive score of 28.
For a total dive score of 28.
Kara's fourth dive tonight is dive 101C. Forward
Now on to
dive,
Kara Hanna again for her fourth dive tonight.
1.2. Dive 101C, forward dive, top.
Good dive by Kara Hanna. Judges' scores of 5.5, 5.5, and 5.
5 for total dive score of 19.2.
Total dive score of 19.2.
Ada's fourth dive tonight is dive 103C. Forward, 1 1/2 somersault dive in a tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.6. Dive 103C. Forward, 1 1/2 somersault tuck.
Now on to Ada Westfall for Crawfordsville. Great dive by Westfall.
Yeah, that was a really good dive there from Westfall.
Those judges' scores are 5.5, 6, and 6.
6 for a total dive score of 28.
For a total dive score of 28.
Tristan's fourth dive tonight is
We've seen her do some really nice dives here tonight for Crawfordsville as we shift back over to the 2 male divers.
reverse dive, 1 somersault tuck.
Here is Tristan Sawyer for Crawfordsville. Good dive. With judges' scores of 5, 5, and a 5.5.
5.5 for a total dive score of 24.8.
For a total dive score of 24.8.
Xander's fourth dive tonight is dive 103.
Now on to Xander for Weibo.
Forward dive with 1 1/2 somersault in the pike position. Degree of difficulty 1.7. Dive 103B. Forward, 1 1/2 somersault pike.
Good dive by Xander Rouse. With scores of 5, 6, and a 5.5.
For a total score of 28.05.
For a total score of 28.05.
Starting our 5th round tonight, we have Sadie.
Now on to the 5th round of diving is Sadie's Randalls for Crawfordsville.
Forward dive with 1 1/2 somersault in the pike position. Degree of difficulty 1.7. Dive 103B. Forward, 1 1/2 somersault pike.
Great dive by Randalls.
Another solid dive there for Randalls for sure, Andrew.
Now with a score of 6, 5.5, and 6.
6
coming out with a total score of 29.75.
Yeah, that dive, definitely a good one implemented by those two scores of 6 and then another one following a 5.5.
Absolutely. Now on to Kara Hanna for Webo. Good dive by Hannah. Coming out with the judges' scores of 5.5, 5.5, and 5. Total diving score of 27.5. Now on to Ada Westfall for Crawfordsville.
She's had some really solid dives so far here in this meet. We're probably expecting another good one here from her.
Absolutely, Graham. We've seen the best ones tonight from her. That's for sure. Incredible dive by Ada Westfall. Coming out with judges' scores of 6, 6.5, and 5. Now with a total score of 24.5.
Again, we see her getting some scores there in the 6s and 6.5. She seemed to be living in those score zones so far with some really nice dives.
Absolutely right, Graham. Now on to Tristan Sawyer for Crawfordsville. He comes out with the judges' scores of 5, 5, and 4.5 for a total score of 31.9. Between the two boys, I think that might be one of the highest scoring dives tonight. Now back to Webo with Xander Rouse. And Rouse comes out with judges' scores of 4.5, 4.5, and 5. And his total score will be 21. Now back to the Lady Athenians with Sadie's Randalls. Her 6th dive tonight.
This will be the final round of diving for these divers, so they all hope to finish strong here with their last dive.
Good dive by Randalls. And she comes out with a score from the judges of 5, 5, and a 5.5, coming out with a total score of 24.8. Now on to Kara Hanna for Webo on her final dive tonight.
Kara looking to close her final dive out for the Stars with a big score.
Good dive by Hannah. Finishing her last round of diving with judges' scores of 4.5, 5, and 4.5. Total score of 21. Now on to Ada Westfall for Crawfordsville on her last dive. Good dive by Westfall to end it. Coming out with judges' scores of 5.5, 5.5, and 5. Her total score will be 25.6.
A really solid score there for Ada Russell of Crawfordsville, and I believe with that score she will be the winner of the girls' diving competition here tonight.
Now on to Tristan Sawyer for Crawfordsville. And he ends it with a good dive. Judges' scores of 5, 4.5, and 4.5. His total diving score will be 22.4. Finishing for Weibo diving is Xander Rouse.
Inward dive with 1 1/2 somersault in the tuck position. Degree of difficulty 2.2. Dive 403C. Inward 1 1/2 somersault tuck.
Good dive to end it for Weibo. Coming out with judges' scores of 5, 4, and a 4.5. His total diving score will be 29.7.
Yeah, Xander finished that dive with the highest degree of difficulty dive we've seen all night, so he did a nice job being able to get through that dive there.
Great job by the divers tonight. As they as the swimmers get ready, we will take an advertisement break. We'll see you then.
Whitaker Glass and Mirror, located across from the Lebanon Municipal Building, has been serving the Boone County area for nearly 15 years. Whitaker takes care of windows, specialty glass, mirrors, windshields, and more. Contact Troy and Janie at 765-482-1500 or online at www.whitglass.com.
Hi, I'm Anita B. from Anita B. Beauty, LLC. I'm a registered nurse, proud Weibo grad, fine line tattoo, and microblading artist. I offer 3-inch fine line tattoos starting at $100. Popular designs include birth flowers, loved one's handwriting, and custom design work. Additionally, I offer eyebrow microblading. We are located across from the Lebanon Library at the Glow House, where my business partner, Alita Jackson, offers teeth whitening and spray tans. And don't forget to mention this ad to get $5 off your next service. Go Stars!
Hello, I'm linebacker Kanan Bruins, out to thank Western Boone Youth Football for sponsoring WBTV Sports. Western Boone Youth Football building tomorrow's state champions.
IGH Steel is a local family-owned company that provides all of your metal cutting, powder coating, fabricating, and even all your welding needs. IGH Steel has been serving Central Indiana since 2009. Give Scott, Penny, John, and Jim Nyrider a call at 765-482-7534. That's IGH Steel.
WBTV would like to give a special thanks to Nick Throkeld for being a longtime sponsor of the Western Boone Radio TV class. And just like Nick's dedication to Western Boone, he's dedicated to making sure all your insurance needs are taken care of. Give Nick a call at Ellinger Riggs Insurance for all your personal, farm, business, and life insurance needs. That's Ellinger Riggs Insurance at 765-790-4365.
Thanks to JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations for making this broadcast possible. Our friends at JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations do custom inlays, refinishing, laminate, and vinyl plank flooring. Give Jesse and Kristen a call at 765-894-5978 or check them out on Facebook. That's JL Hardwood.
Welcome back, Stars, as we transition into this third branch of this meet. we're moving into diving. So, Graham, swimming. We've already done diving, unless they want to go again. I guess we'll see. So, Graham, so far, this meet's been pretty entertaining to watch, and for our viewers at home, seeing this is the first time that this has been broadcasted, I would hope they're enjoying it too. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Andrew. We've had a lot of tight races in those middle spots during those races, and we've had some really, really nice showings from both Crawfordsville and Western Boone swimmers on both the boys and girls sides, with some of the winners in those heats winning by quite wide margins and putting up some really, really nice times for these teams.
Absolutely. So, Graham, as the swimmers are now warming up once again, we can just think about the fact that I don't think either of us would ever be this good at swimming, or diving, for that matter.
Yeah, hats off to these competitors out here tonight. Swimming is definitely a very difficult sport to master and really become great at, and all of these competitors out here have done an excellent job tonight, and they can definitely go a heck of a lot faster than I ever could. I'm super impressed with the way they've all been able to compete, and I've seen so much great sportsmanship congratulating other opponents as they touch the end there and finish their races, no matter what place or time they receive. It's been excellent to see that on both sides from Western Boone and Crawfordsville.
Well said, Graham. You know, I can't speak for the Athenians, but I do know that Weibo Swim, they practice, it seems like, a million times a week to me. They practice mornings, afternoons. They even practice on Saturdays, which, as a tennis player, I never had to practice on Saturdays.
Yeah, these swimmers for Western Boone, and I'm sure Crawfordsville has lots of practices as well, so I'm sure we're speaking for both sides. Definitely takes a lot of commitment and effort to come out here and really put out your best performance. So I'm super happy to see all of these competitors really be able to have some awesome races tonight, and we hope that continues here in this later half of the meet with even more swims to come, some individual races and some team races as well.
And as we come back, we're getting results for diving. Ada Westfall comes in first, followed by Sadie's Randalls. Then by Kara Hanna in third. For the boys, second place is Xander Rouse for Weibo, and in first is Tristan Sawyer. Great job to all the divers from both teams. They did great.
I'd have to agree, Andrew. We saw some really great dives from both Western Boone and Crawfordsville as we shift back in to some swimming here at this meet as we will go into the girls' 100-yard butterfly.
In lane 1 for Weibo, we have Annabelle Mixel. In lane 2 for Crawfordsville, we have Melanie Dowd. In lane 3 for Weibo, we have Hannah Hayden. In lane 4 for Crawfordsville, we have Sophia Melovej. In lane 5 for Weibo, we have Jenna Twitty. And in lane 6 for Crawfordsville, we have Zara Aguilar.
And out in lane 4, that's Sophia Melovej, who is leading the way for the Crawfordsville Athenians with a really nice start. And then in second, out there we have Jenna Twitty for Western Boone. And then another Crawfordsville swimmer there in lane 2. That's Melanie Dowd for Crawfordsville in third. And then Hannah Hayden sitting in fourth.
Then followed by, in lane 1, Annabelle Mixel. And in lane 6, Zara Aguilar. And finishing in first is lane 4, Sophia Melovej with a time of 1 minute and 4 seconds.
And now it's going to be a battle for second, third, and fourth here.
Looks as though it'll be in lane 5, Jenna Twitty for Weibo with a time of 1 minute and 15 seconds, then followed by lane 3, Hannah Hayden for Weibo. Very close with lane 4 for Crawfordsville, yes. Oh, my mistake. In lane 2 for Crawfordsville, Melanie Dowd with, my mistake again. I'm a little lost. In lane 2 for Crawfordsville, Melanie Dowd with a time of 1:16.74, and then lane 1 with a time of 1 minute and 31 seconds, Annabelle Mixel. Then in 6th with a time of 1 minute and 43 seconds is Zara Aguilar.
As we saw Sophia Melovej for Crawfordsville really take control from that race at the start to get the victory, and then a strong showing from Western Boone getting second and third as we transition into the boys' 100-yard butterfly.
There's only 4 swimmers in this event. In lane 2 is Henry Hoare. In lane 3 is Malachi Catterson. Lane 4 is Jaden Calahas. In lane 6 is Braxton Llewellyn for Crawfordsville. Currently, for first, there's a battle between lane 4 and 2, both Athenians, with Jaden Calahas and Henry Hoare, followed by another close race. For third is Malachi Catterson and Braxton Llewellyn. A very close race in each of these spots between the first 2 and the second.
As they close in on the closing yards of this race, we have those 2 Athenians in front, and then I believe the Athenians have then now overtaken spot number 3 as well.
Finishing in first place is Jaden Calahas in lane 4 with a time of 1 minute and 4 seconds, followed by, in lane 2, Henry Hoare for Crawfordsville with a time of 1 minute and 6 seconds. Then in lane 6, Braxton Llewellyn for Crawfordsville with a time of 1 minute and 12 seconds. And lastly, in lane 3, Malachi Catterson for Weibo with a time of 1 minute and 13 seconds. Very close between third and fourth, a gap of only 0.3 of a second. Very, very close.
And now we move into another really fast race here with the girls' 100-meter freestyle with 2 Western Boone participants and 3 Crawfordsville participants.
Those swimmers being in lane 2 for Crawfordsville, Soren Olafson. In lane 3 for Webo, Addie Jones. In lane 4 for Crawfordsville, Mesa Horton. In lane 5 for Webo, Samantha Jones. And in lane 6 for Crawfordsville, Elena Schroeder.
And right now it's really close for that first place spot, but I believe it's Adelaide Jones who has the slight advantage. But Samantha Jones for Western Boone, and then Mesa Horton for Crawfordsville is also closing the gap as well.
Nearing the end of this third 25 is Addie Jones in first place, with a close fight for second. Into the final stretch, Jones increases the gap a little bit. Still a very tough fight for second. Too close to call for second right now. And that will be in first, lane 3. Addie Jones for Webo with a time of 59.03 seconds, followed by lane 4. That's Mesa Horton for Crawfordsville with a time of 1 minute and 57 milliseconds. Very, very close, followed by lane 3, Samantha Jones with a time of 1 minute and 72 milliseconds. Then in lane 2 is Soren Olafson with a time of 1 minute and 9 seconds, followed by in lane 6 with a time of 1 minute and 20 seconds, Elena Schroeder for Crawfordsville.
Really close there between those second and third spots. Crawfordsville's swimmer just narrowly defeating Western Boone's by just 0.15 of a second.
And now we move into the boys' 100-yard freestyle. There are 3 heats in this. Currently, it is Jackson Miles against Landon Pickett, both from Crawfordsville. Very close right now. And it looks as though in lane 4 is Landon Pickett taking the lead. Increasing his lead, once again, Landon Pickett. Both Athenians, still a great battle.
As they make the turn into the home stretch here with less than 25 meters to go. Out in lane 4, that is Landon Pickett in the lead for Crawfordsville.
And it looks as though Landon Pickett will take it with a comfortable gap with a time of 1 minute and 4 seconds. Then followed by his teammate Jackson Miles for Crawfordsville with a time of 1 minute and
I think it was 12 seconds.
12 seconds, yep. Great swim by Heat 1. Now we move into Heat 3 with all 6 lanes full. Heat 2, sorry. With all 6 lanes full. In lane 1 is Jordan Foote for Crawfordsville. Lane 2, Diego Castilla for Crawfordsville. Lane 3, Sam Hilger for Webo. In lane 4 for Crawfordsville is Josh Inskeep. Then Isaac Geringer in lane 5 for Webo, followed by James Murphy for Crawfordsville in lane 6. And they go.
A really nice start in lanes 3 and 4 there from Western Boone and Crawfordsville, as it's very tight for that first place position, and we have a Crawfordsville swimmer down in lane 1 off to an excellent start as well.
Too tight to tell currently who might take first, at least take the lead, that is. Right now it looks like as though in lane 3, that's Sam Hilger in the lead. Followed close behind in lane 1 by Jordan Foote for Crawfordsville. Then lane 3 for Crawfordsville, or my mistake, in lane 4 for Crawfordsville, Josh Inskeep.
And Western Boone, Sam Hilger still in the lead right now, coming into the closing meters, looking to win this heat number 2 for Western Boone.
And Sam Hilger takes it with a time of 1 minute and 7 seconds, followed by in lane 4, I believe. We're waiting for the times. Seems to be a mistake with the scoreboard. We apologize for the technical difficulties. And that is in lane 5, Isaac Geringer finishing this heat with a time of 1 minute and 44 seconds. All right, in second place, that was lane 4, Josh Inskeep for Crawfordsville with a time of 1 minute and 11 seconds, followed by lane 1 with a time of 1 minute and 12 seconds, Jordan Foote. Then in lane 6 with a time of 1 minute and 15 seconds was James Murphy for Crawfordsville. Then we move on to the third heat, the last heat of the boys 100-yard freestyle.
And this is an even split between Crawfordsville and Western Boone swimmers with 3 from each school.
In lane 1 is Artie Millizer for Webo, followed by lane 2 for Crawfordsville, Daniel Surface. Then in lane 3 for Webo is Isaac Threlkeld. Lane 4 for Crawfordsville is Adrian Medina. Lane 5 for Webo is Ethan Barnett. Then lane 6 for Crawfordsville is Jaron Roche.
Adrian Medina seems to have the slight lead in lane 4 over Western Boone's Isaac Threlkeld, who is currently in lane 3 and in second place, but not by much, as it's a really close race here for first place.
Followed by, as it looks, lane 2 and 5, which would be respectively Daniel Surface and Ethan Barnett.
And now we see this battle for first here between Crawfordsville's Adrian Medina and Western Boone's Isaac Threlkeld. And
in lane 4, Adrian Medina takes it with a time of 54.10 milliseconds. Followed by Isaac Threlkeld in lane 2 with a time of 54.17. Then in lane 5 with a time of 58 is Ethan Barnett for Webo. Then in lane 2 is Daniel Surface for Crawfordsville with a time of 59.66. Then in lane 6 with a time of 1 minute and 2 seconds, Jaron Roche.
Now that was a super close race there for first place. Definitely the closest race we've seen so far. First and second place separated by just 0.07 seconds. So close there for that first place finish. But it does go to Crawfordsville's Adrian Medina.
And it's absolutely worth noting as we move into the girls' 500-yard freestyle. Our viewers at home may not be able to hear it as well as us, but the crowd is absolutely getting involved tonight, cheering for all of their swimmers and their divers in their rounds. So now we're in the only heat of the girls' 500-yard freestyle. Starting in lane 2 for Crawfordsville is Catherine Novak, followed by lane 3 for Webo is Caitlin Crowley. Then in lane 4 for Crawfordsville is Marie Hessler. Then in lane 5 for Webo is Rebecca Rustin. And in lane 6 for Crawfordsville is Amelia Wilkinson. Graham and I were talking before this about the 500-yard freestyle. That sounds, in my professional opinion, as a out-of-shape athlete, I think that sounds draining, to say the least. What do you think, Graham?
Yeah, definitely, Andrew. This is the longest race that you can participate in here at tonight's meet, the 500-yard freestyle. These athletes at practice every day really have to work on building up that long-distance swimming endurance to be able to compete in such an event like this. And all of these athletes have obviously done that and are doing an excellent job here tonight, as we have 2 Crawfordsville swimmers out in first and second, and then Caitlin Crowley for Western Boone in third place. This is really going to come down to who has the best endurance and then some speed at the end to be able to kick it in and get the win.
Well, Graham, as the 500-yard freestyle progresses, I think it'd be worthwhile to shout out some of the important people to tonight's stream, starting with radio and TV director Matt Foxworthy. If you're at home watching this right now, we appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure, Andrew. This being the first swim broadcast that we've been able to do, he's been really nice helping us be able to put this broadcast on and really help us be able to set everything up and be able to have this broadcast done at the best of its ability.
I'd also like to shout out Dawson White. If you're watching right now, we appreciate you. If you guys want to shout out anyone else, just let us know in the comments below.
In this 500-yard freestyle, out in lane number 4, that is Marie Hessler for Crawfordsville. She is currently in the lead for the Athenians, followed by her teammate there in lane 2. That's Catherine Novak for the Athenians. And then sitting in lane 3 for Western Boone, who is in 3rd place, that is Caitlin Crowley. We're now at the 4-minute mark here in this 500-yard freestyle with both Crawfordsville athletes still in 1 and 2. Western Boone's Caitlin Crowley sitting in 3rd, and then another Athenian currently in 4th, then followed by a Western Boone athlete.
And Graham, we have word from our live chat. In the broadcast, we'd like to shout out Ella Shepard. Thanks to April Shepard. Shout out to you too.
Now this is the point in the race where the endurance definitely becomes really important as we now hear the bell. All these athletes here in this 500-meter freestyle are doing an excellent job. You definitely know that it's starting to hurt here at this portion of the race.
And in lane, maybe not hurting for everyone, because in lane 4 for Crawfordsville, Marie Hessler takes first with a time of 5 minutes and 41 seconds.
Yeah, really strong swim there from her. And now her teammate is coming in to get second. That's lane 2's Catherine Novak for the Athenians,
with a time of 5 minutes and 59 seconds.
Just getting under that 6-minute mark. Really nice swim there from both those Athenian girls.
And in lane 3, close behind, is Caitlin Crowley with a time of, we'll see.
I believe she was right around that 6:20 mark.
We'll go with the 6:20.
When she finished her race there. Excellent swim there by Caitlin Crowley of Western Boone.
You know, Graham, we keep talking about it, but I just feel it's so important. I would be physically passed out right now if I did this swim.
Yeah, it's incredible how they've been able to train their bodies to be able to swim these long distances at the speeds that they are able to do. As we see Crawfordsville's Amelia Wilkinson and Western Boone's Rebecca Rustin continuing to swim this 500 meter, as Crawfordsville's Amelia Wilkinson now finishes the race with a solid showing there to get 4th, and Western Boone's Rebecca Rustin is kicking it in now as well.
That was Amelia Wilkinson in lane 6 with a time of 7 minutes and 13 seconds, followed by,
Good job, swimmers.
yeah, 7 minutes and 13 seconds, followed by Rebecca Rustin in lane 5 with a time of 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Great job to the swimmers.
And after that girls 500-yard freestyle, we will move into the boys 500-yard freestyle. So now it'll be the boys' turn to jump in for this longest event of the night.
And they're off. In lane 1 for Webo, we have Henry Biggs. Big shout out to him. He's a Webo tennis guy. In lane 2 for Crawfordsville is Jonathan Sosby. In lane 3, another Webo tennis guy, Wyatt Barnett for Webo. In lane 4 for Crawfordsville is Campbell Mason. In lane 5 for Webo is Chase Collier. And finally, in lane 6 for Crawfordsville is Connor Hartlip.
And it's a strong start out there in lane 4 for Campbell Mason of Crawfordsville, as he has the early advantage here in this race. And then it's close for that second place position between multiple swimmers from both sides.
Campbell Mason for Crawfordsville is slowly growing that gap, making it more comfortable for him. Right now, it's all about endurance for him.
And then his teammate in lane number 2, that's Jonathan Sosby for Crawfordsville. He is currently in that second place position. And then as we look to lane 3, we see Western Boone's athlete Wyatt Barnett currently in 3rd position. And then
a minute and a half into the swim.
Yeah, as we look that race for 4th, it's very, very close out in lane 5 and 6 between Western Boone's Chase Collier and Crawfordsville's Connor Hartlip, with Chase Collier having the slight advantage there on the outside lanes.
And more from the live chat. Thanks to Taylor Scornhorst. Shout out to, I'm sorry if I butcher these names, Adeline Sarton and Lily Talbot. And a shout out to Henry Biggs.
This seems to be Campbell's race to lose here, as he is strengthening his grip here in first place in this 500-yard freestyle, doing an excellent job out there in that first place position, with his teammate now turning at the wall in second place. That's Jonathan Sosby for Crawfordsville, and then Western Boone's Wyatt Barnett still sitting in 3rd, with Chase Collier not far behind in 4th, and then in 5th we have Connor Hartlip of Crawfordsville swimming a strong race as well.
The consistency here by Mason for Crawfordsville is wild to watch. How 3 minutes now into this race, he can still keep up this speed. That takes a lot of dedication, and it's showing right now.
Yeah, for sure, Andrew. Seems like every time he turns, the lead just gets a little bit bigger each and every time, as he has managed to keep a very consistent pace throughout this whole race.
I do believe right now that Campbell Mason for Crawfordsville is a little bit over halfway through, nearing his last couple 50s.
His teammate, Jonathan Sosby, still sitting in that second place position, and Wyatt Barnett still sitting in third. Chase Collier starting to close the gap a little bit on his teammate Wyatt, sitting in fourth.
Four and a half minutes into the 500-yard freestyle. Swimmers are going strong. In lane 4, Campbell Mason, after this turn, will be on his last 50. There goes the bells.
Yeah, it's been an excellent swim for him so far. He's really controlled this race from the start and now nearing the finish here.
You know, Graham, in these swim and diving meets, I think the one thing I would be really good at is the ringing of that bell.
Yeah, maybe the one and only thing that I probably would be able to do during these races, as these swimmers have done an excellent job conditioning their bodies to be able to swim all of these events here tonight. And as we see, Crawfordsville's Campbell Mason does finish in first place with a really solid time of 5 minutes and 25 seconds.
Following behind him in lane 2 is Jonathan Sosby for Crawfordsville. This is his last 25, and for our viewers at home who may have seen some of the football broadcasts, my crystal ball is telling me that Crawfordsville is going to also get second place with Jonathan Sosby. And they do. Jonathan Sosby gets second with a time of 6 minutes and 4 seconds.
And then we see Western Boone's, their first athlete finishing, that is Wyatt Barnett, with his teammate Chase Collier not far behind, finishing fourth.
Wyatt finishes with a time of 6 minutes and 14 seconds. Chase in lane 5 with a time of 6 minutes and 16 seconds, very close, followed by lane 6 with a time of 6 minutes and 28 seconds, Connor Hartlip for Crawfordsville.
Really strong races by all of them. And then we have one final swimmer out there in lane 1 for Western Boone. That is Henry Biggs, looking to finish off this race strong.
About halfway through his last 25, he is nearing 7 minutes. And Henry Biggs will finish as the last swimmer in this event with a time of 7 minutes and 8 seconds. Great job to all the boys swimmers here.
And after that 500-meter swim from all of those boys, again, nice job to all of them. We go into the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay with 2 teams from Crawfordsville and 2 teams from Western Boone. The 2A teams are Western Boone in lane 3 and Crawfordsville in lane 4. And then Crawfordsville's B team and Western Boone's B team sit in lanes 2 and 5.
Swimming first for Webo is Ariana Stieber, and she takes the lead in lane 4. For Crawfordsville, Marie Hessler is swimming first. Very close between the two. Looks as though Ariana Stieber for Webo does hold the lead right now. And go their second swimmers at about the same time. Now swimming for Webo is Hannah Hayden. And for Crawfordsville, Melanie Dowd.
It's a close battle for first and a close battle for third, as both these two relay teams are very close to each other here in the middle part of this race.
And Crawfordsville gets their third swimmer in first, who is my apologies, Catherine Novak. Then for Webo, Samantha Jones, close behind.
Crawfordsville increased their lead a little bit there during that second leg. Samantha Jones will try to look to reel it back in a little bit here for the Stars, as both these girls are going out really strong and finishing really strong as well.
Crawfordsville will get their fourth swimmer in first, Ellie Walker, followed by Webo, Addie Jones. Close between them, Crawfordsville has the lead right now. Following the flip, Crawfordsville continues to hold the lead. That is Ellie Walker, who will complete their relay first with a time of 1 minute and 48 seconds, followed by Addie Jones finishing for the Stars with a time of 1 minute and 49 seconds.
Yeah, just a bit over a 1 second difference between those two relay teams. A really nice race there. And now we have another really close race here for third between Crawfordsville and Western Boone.
It looks as though Webo is barely inching forward, and we will see. And that is in lane 5. That's Webo with that last swimmer of Jenna Twitty taking it for them, getting the time of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And 47 milliseconds, followed by in fourth place with a time of 2:15.76. Just barely taking fourth is Crawfordsville, with their last swimmer being Zara Aguilar.
Yeah, two great races between that first and third place positions there, very evenly matched. And now we move on to the boys' 200-yard freestyle relay. We will see Western Boone's A team in lane 3 and Crawfordsville's A team in lane 4.
The two B teams for each school is Webo in lane 5 and Crawfordsville in lane 2, followed by Crawfordsville's C team in lane 6 and Crawfordsville's D team in lane 1. Currently, in lane 3, Webo is leading. That was Jacob Norman as the first swimmer. In goes their second swimmers. Their first swimmer for Crawfordsville was Connor Hartlett. Currently, Webo still holds the lead. That is Chase Collier, following Jacob Norman. And for Crawfordsville, slowly closing that gap in lane 4 is Jaden Callahas. The next swimmer for Webo is Wyatt Barnett. And Crawfordsville, Henry Hoare.
And Wyatt Barnett has stretched that lead out a little bit more here for Western Boone, as he is sitting in first place for his relay team, with Crawfordsville sitting in second and third.
Following Wyatt Barnett will be Isaac Throkeld. In lane 3, he extends their lead considerably. Going into his last 25, he keeps the lead, but in lane 4, Jonathan Sosby is working extremely hard to close that gap, and he is gaining slowly. But it doesn't look like there'll be enough time in this race for him to close that gap. Isaac Throkeld ends the relay for Webo with a time of 1 minute and 43 seconds, followed by Crawfordsville's A team with a time of 1 minute and 47 seconds. Now finishing in lane 2 is Crawfordsville's B team with a time of 1 minute and 54 seconds, followed by in lane 6 is Crawfordsville's C team with a time of 1 minute and 57 seconds. Then in lane 5 is Webo's B team with a time of 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And finally, in lane 1, it's Crawfordsville's D team. That last swimmer is Jackson Miles, and they will finish with a time of 2 minutes and 24 seconds.
Another entertaining race there, with Western Boone pulling out the victory with a really solid time of 1:43.49, and then Crawfordsville getting those second and third place positions with their A and B relays.
And now we move into the girls' 100-yard backstroke. In lane 2, we'll have Melanie Dowd for Crawfordsville. In lane 3 for Webo is Ariana Stieber. Lane 4 for Crawfordsville is Ellie Walker. Lane 5 for Webo is Jenna Twitty. And lane 6 for Crawfordsville is Samuel Mason. Their seed times show that Ariana Stieber just barely is projected to take first by a margin of 4 seconds to Crawfordsville in lane 4, Ellie Walker, with a time of 1 minute and 4 seconds.
As they get into the pool here to get ready to start this 100 backstroke.
We will see if Ariana Stieber can keep that first place for Webo. In they go. As they come out of the water, Ariana Stieber does take first place. Very close behind, in lane 4, is Ellie Walker for Crawfordsville. As they go into that second 25, Ariana Stieber keeps first place, while Ellie Walker closes that gap.
A really solid swim going here for Ariana Stieber, who's still holding on to that first place position for the Stars.
She extends her lead going into that third 25 and nears her last flip.
And it looks to be Ariana Stieber coming to the wall here in first place. And indeed, she will take the win.
With a time of 1 minute and 3 seconds, followed by, in lane 4, Ellie Walker for Crawfordsville with a time of 1 minute and 9 seconds. In lane 2 will be third place with a time of 1 minute and 15 seconds. That's Melanie Dowd for Crawfordsville. And in lane 5 with a time of 1 minute and 18 seconds, that's Jenna Twitty for Webo. And in lane 6, finishing now with a time of 1 minute and about 32 seconds, is Samuel Mason for Crawfordsville.
Another really nice swim there from all those Crawfordsville and Western Boone athletes, with Ariana Stieber again taking the win in first place with a really solid time of 1:03.93.
And now we move on to the boys' 100-yard backstroke. In lane 2 for Crawfordsville is Connor Ellsbury. In lane 3 for Webo is Jacob Norman. In lane 4 for Crawfordsville is Chet Kincaid. And in lane 5 for Webo is Ethan Barnett. And in lane 6 for Crawfordsville is Josh Inskeep. Currently, Jacob Norman in lane 3 for Webo is holding the lead. As he goes into his second 25, he is followed by lane 5. That's Ethan Barnett for Webo. 2 Webo swimmers on top in an event. I think that might be the first time tonight that has happened, Graham.
Yeah, we'll just see if they'll be able to hold on to that lead here as we go into the second 50 of this race.
The 2 Webo swimmers keep their lead. That's Jacob Norman and Ethan Barnett, respectively, in lane 3 and 5. Norman comes into his last 25. Both Norman and Barnett with a very comfortable gap from their opponents tonight. And that will be Jacob Norman in lane 3 with its finishing time of 1 minute and 4 seconds, followed by Ethan Barnett in lane 5 for Webo with a time of 1 minute and 11 seconds. Now a close race for third, but it looks as though in lane 2, that will be Connor Ellsbury taking it with a time of 1 minute and 22 seconds, followed by in lane 4, I believe. My mistake. Lane 6. That was Josh Inkeep with a time of 1 minute and 30 seconds. And in lane 4 will be 5th place with a time of 1 minute and 37 seconds. That's Chet Kincaid.
Another really solid swim from all those athletes, with Western Boone being able to place first and second and then the 3 Athenian athletes getting 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
And now we move into the girls' 100-yard breaststroke, my mistake. And lane 2 for Crawfordsville is Remy Swinford, followed by lane 3 for Webo is Rebecca Rustin. Lane 4 for Crawfordsville is Gwen Schmitzer-Torbett. In lane 5 for Webo is Lily Talbot. In lane 6 for Crawfordsville is Amelia Wilkinson.
And it looks to be the Athenians that hold the lead out there in lane 4. That's Gwen Schmitzer-Torbett for the Athenians, currently in the lead, followed by her teammate here in lane 2. That would be Remy Swinford for the Athenians.
Currently in lane 6 is Amelia Wilkinson for Crawfordsville. She is holding 3rd right now, followed by both Webo swimmers. In lane 5 is Lily Talbot, and in lane 3 is Rebecca Rustin, both for Webo. And in lane 4, looks as though Gwen Schmitzer-Torbett will finish first in this event with a time of 1 minute and 12 seconds. Followed by her teammate in lane 2. That's Remy Swinford for Crawfordsville with a time of 1 minute and 22 seconds. Then in 3rd will be another swimmer for Crawfordsville. Lane 6, that's Amelia Wilkinson. She finishes with a time of 1 minute and 35 seconds. And now a close race for 4th between both of the Webo swimmers. Looks as though if it keeps up, it will be. Yep. Lily Talbot taking 4th place in lane 5, followed by Rebecca Rustin in lane 3 with a time of 1:50. Lily Talbot took 4th place with a time of 1 minute and 49 seconds.
A really nice job by those 3 Athenian athletes there, being able to get 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then another nice swim from 2 Western Boone athletes, finishing strong in 4th and 5th.
And now we move on to the boys' 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 2, that's Ryan Miller for Crawfordsville. Lane 3 for Webo is Jude Balk. In lane 4 for Crawfordsville is Whitman Horton. In lane 5 for Webo is Alex Crockett. And in lane 6 for Crawfordsville is Henry Hoare. Crawfordsville in the lead in lane 4. That's Whitman Horton. Followed by a close race for 2nd right now. That's in lanes 2 and 3. That is Ryan Miller and Jude Balk. And it looks as though Ryan Miller will hold the 2nd position right now as he overtakes Jude Balk.
But right now it's all lane 4, Whitman Horton for Crawfordsville, having a really solid swim here, looking like he is going to comfortably take this victory here in the 100 breast.
Whitman Horton for Crawfordsville takes this event with a time of 1 minute and 2 seconds, followed by his teammate in lane 2. That's Ryan Miller with a time of 1 minute and 13 seconds, followed by Webo swimmer Jude Balk with a time of 1 minute and 17 seconds. Then in lane 6, Henry Hoare for Crawfordsville with a time of 1 minute and 18 seconds. Finally, in 5th place is with a time of 1 minute and 26 seconds, Alex Crockett.
Yeah, really tight race there, but for that 3rd place position, as we saw that Crawfordsville swimmer out in lane 6 really start to close the gap, but Western Boone's Jude was able to hold him off there in those closing meters to get that 3rd place position.
Now we move into the girls' last event for the night. It's the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay. We have A teams for both Webo and Crawfordsville respectively in lane 3 and lane 4. The first swimmer for Webo is Hannah Hayden. The first swimmer for Crawfordsville is Sophia Melovich. In lane 2 and 5 respectively is Crawfordsville's B team and Webo's B team. Taking the lead in lane 4 is Crawfordsville's swimmer, Sophia Melovich, followed closely by Hannah Hayden.
Yeah, we've seen Sophia win a couple of her events tonight for Crawfordsville. A really strong swimmer for them. Hannah Hayden looking to keep pace with her, just a little bit behind here. A strong race for her now, being in that second place position.
As Sophia Melovich takes the lead and increases her gap, so does, my mistake, Soren Olafson on Crawfordsville's B team, their first swimmer, looks to close the gap between her and Western Boone's A team swimmer, Hannah Hayden. Crawfordsville A team's second swimmer in lane 4, Mesa Horton, closes in on the end of her first 25, followed by, in lane 3 for Webo, Samantha Jones. Mesa Horton in lane 4 for Crawfordsville has a comfortable gap right now as she goes into her second 50.
And now we see Samantha Jones for Western Boone turning at the wall, going into her second 50 as well. And then the Crawfordsville B team is currently sitting in third place with Western Boone's in fourth.
That swimmer for Crawfordsville's B team right now is currently Elena Schroeder. And for Western Boone, their B team swimmer currently is Rebecca Rustin. Their first swimmer was Adalvin Sarton.
And now we see Marie Hessler jump in for Crawfordsville and Adelaide Jones jump in for Western Boone.
Addie Jones trailing behind Crawfordsville's A team swimmer, Marie Hessler, looks to close this gap as Hessler reaches her second 50.
Adelaide Jones reaches her second 50 as well, and then the third place Crawfordsville team, their third swimmer, who is Amelia Wilkinson, will jump into the pool for them.
Currently 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the relay. Crawfordsville still holds the lead, followed by Addie Jones for Webo. And as Crawfordsville swimmer Marie Hessler reaches the end of her second 50, there goes her teammate Gwen Schmitzer-Torbett. And so does Addie reach the end of her second 50, and goes Ariana Stieber.
Yeah, the anchor here for Crawfordsville looking to get the job done, as she is looking very strong as she is heading to the wall for her second 50 and the final 50 of this relay race.
Stieber looks to close the gap between her and the Crawfordsville swimmer, but that will be difficult as Crawfordsville swimmer Gwen Schmitzer-Torbett holds a considerable lead going into her last 25. However, Stieber also, now into her last 25, has slowly diminished the gap a little bit, but it looks as though in lane 4, that's going to be Gwen Schmitzer-Torbett for Crawfordsville, taking that relay with a solid time of 4 minutes and 6 milliseconds. And then you have Webo in second place, their relay team, with a time of 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Followed in third place, lane 2, that's Crawfordsville swimmer Zara Aguilar.
As she comes to the finish line, it was a really nice swim there from both Crawfordsville's A and Western Boone's A team, with Crawfordsville winning by a margin of 5 seconds. All 8 swimmers there have done an excellent job, as we now have a race for third place.
Currently swimming for Webo, that's Caitlin Crowley. And in her last 25, that's Zara Aguilar, who looks as though she'll take that relay for the Crawfordsville B team. And she does, with a time of 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Crawfordsville B team takes third in the relay.
And now Caitlin Crowley closing strong here for the Stars, with their relay finishing in fourth with a time of 5:22.35.
Following the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay will be the boys' 400-yard freestyle relay.
And this will be the final event of tonight's meet, as all 6 lanes will be filled with competitors, as we see Western Boone's A team in lane 3, Crawfordsville's A team in lane 4, Western Boone's B team in lane 5, Crawfordsville's B team in lane 2, Crawfordsville's C team in lane 6, and then finally Crawfordsville's G team in lane 1 as they start this portion of the race.
And in lane 4, that's Whitman Horton for Crawfordsville's A team taking the lead over Webo. Currently swimming for Webo is Malachi Catterson in lane 3.
Now what a strong start here for the Crawfordsville Athenians. Gets off the block really fast, does an excellent job positioning himself into that first place position.
Malachi Catterson still in second, but his competitors in lane 5 and 2 are fighting for it. Currently in lane 5 for Webo is Artie Millizer, and in lane 2 for Crawfordsville is Chet Kincaid. And in lane 4, that's Whitman Horton, who is coming to the end of his branch of the relay. In goes Crawfordsville swimmer Campbell Mason as the second swimmer of the boys' 400-yard freestyle relay, Crawfordsville A team.
And now it's a race for second here with Western Boone jumping in just before the Athenians. That'll be Wyatt Barnett taking off for Western Boone, and Conor Hartlip for Crawfordsville.
Campbell Mason in first place for Crawfordsville's A team is currently in his last 25, followed by Wyatt Barnett in lane 3, heading towards his last 25.
And Wyatt Barnett is being trailed by Crawfordsville's Conor Hartlip there in lane number 2, as Crawfordsville now has their third leg of this relay in the water and taking off strong.
That third leg for Crawfordsville is Adrian Medina, who's already into his second 25. In goes Webo A team's third swimmer, Ethan Barnett, brother to Wyatt Barnett. In tennis, we call him Brothers Barnett. Whole lot of Barnetts to go around.
Yeah, and then there in lane 2, we have Conor Ellsbury for Crawfordsville, who is now in third place for that relay team for the Athenians.
Holding first place in lane 4 is Adrian Medina, who is in the final stretch of his last 25.
And now Crawfordsville's anchor leg, who is Daniel Surface, will enter the water for the Athenians, looking to hold this big advantage for them in first place. He'll look to finish it out strong for the Athenians.
Followed by, in third, with Webo, it's currently Ethan Barnett, about to be Jude Balk. And as Ethan Barnett hits the wall, Jude Balk dives in. And there in lane 4 is Daniel Surface, into his last 50.
And now Crawfordsville in third place with their anchor leg jumping into the water. That will be Jonathan Sosby for the Athenians.
And in lane 4, that's Daniel Surface coming in on his final stretch. And maybe it's just because they're in the water. I don't see him sweating, so without breaking a sweat, Crawfordsville's A team takes the boys' 400-yard freestyle relay with a time of 3 minutes and 43 seconds. That's followed by, in lane 3, Jude Balk, who looks to secure second place.
Crawfordsville's Jonathan Sosby there in lane number 2. Western Boone had a pretty sizable lead. They do hang on for second, but he did an excellent job of closing that gap there during his 100.
Absolutely. Jude Balk finishes that race, keeping Western Boone's A team in second with a time of 4 minutes and 9 seconds, followed closely by Crawfordsville's B team in lane 2 with a time of 4 minutes and 12 seconds. They have third. And in lane 6, that's Crawfordsville's C team. Last swimmer was Landon Pickett. They finished fourth with a time of 4 minutes and 42 seconds.
A really strong swim from that relay there, as we have 2 relay teams left in the water, one for Crawfordsville and one for Western Boone.
And they're neck and neck as they look to find that home stretch. Looks as though Crawfordsville will take it. In lane 1, that's Crawfordsville's D team. Last swimmer, Jaron Roche. Followed by Weibo's B team. Last swimmer was Isaac Geringer.
And that race will conclude tonight's meet, and it was a really strong race there from all 6 relay teams that were able to participate, with Crawfordsville's A relay having a really strong showing there with a dominant first place win. It was a great night of swimming for both Western Boone and Crawfordsville, as all of these athletes have done an excellent job tonight, and we would like to congratulate everyone who was able to participate in tonight's meet.
And we'll shortly go to a break, and we'll be back with the results to the swim meet. Never mind that. The Western Boone girls have a score of 62 in the swim meet, with Crawfordsville girls having a score of 120. The boys finish Weibo in second place with a score of 66, followed by Crawfordsville in first with a score of 113, I believe. Great job to all the swimmers here. Congratulations to the Crawfordsville Athenians swimming and diving team on winning this meet tonight. We'll catch you stars. We'll catch you next time. Make sure to tune in to the radio and TV broadcasts for swimming and basketball. Thanks for watching. I'm Andrew Petro.
And I'm Graham Cavins. I hope everyone has a nice night.